This is my phone 2 months ago, but how did we get here? Let's take a journey through my ROG Nightmare, for those who dare. This whole saga started over 2 years ago with a long existing issue Asus knows about but has chosen to sweep under the rug. If you'd like to see my other videos on the issues I've had with this ROG phone, you can check them out, I'll link them below. But for today, we'll be focusing on the latest saga that spanned just under 4 months. A basic function of smartphone these days is the camera. And yet, Asus has somehow managed to mess this one up and have it brick itself every 3 or so months. This has happened to me 3 times now, with 2 completely different ROG 5 phones. For quick context, this phone has had this issue prior, 3 months into ownership, while in warranty. Unfortunately for me, the phone miraculously updated and fixed the issue, which has never happened before. This time, our journey began just 1 week after the ROG phone warranty expired. The camera bricked itself, following what I already knew needed to be done after the last 2 times the camera has bricked itself, on my prior phone and this one. I started the whole painful process of troubleshooting, and of course, being out of warranty, the full update and factory reset still did not fix the unbricked camera like it did while it was still in warranty. After all that failed, it was off to the store to see what my options were. Thankfully, JB Hi-Fi came in with their extended warranty for purchases over a certain amount. This phone was certainly over that amount. This extended warranty is a great play on JB's part, and I really appreciate it. Unfortunately, it's not quite applicable when you know the phone's just going to brick itself again in another 3 months. The warranty does differ to brand new warranty in a few ways. For one, you can only have the device repaired rather than having it refunded or swapped for a replacement brand new device. However, it is better than having a broken phone in most situations. So after talking with the staff at JB Hi-Fi, I then went ahead and signed all the papers and had my phone sent off for repair. The only problem is, apparently, the phone never made it there okay. Now, of course, I'll never know what actually happened, but somehow, on its way there, the phone had managed to get damaged. Now, this could have happened at any point, whether it wasn't packaged correctly for safe shipping, whether the shipping itself wasn't handled correctly, or somewhere in the custody of Asus themselves. I'll never know because no one wants to take responsibility for it. After hearing this shocking news, the last I had heard was my phone was absolutely fine, and then the next thing I know, apparently my phone isn't covered for any repairs from user damage. I managed to escalate things to speaking with the manager at JB. Thankfully, I had pictures and a short video of the phone not working from a day before I sent it in because I wanted to have evidence of the phone's camera not working. So thankfully I was able to prove that the phone was in mint new condition when I handed it off to the staff at JB. With all this, the manager decided to fix and pay for the repairs, which were supposed to cost about $500, and decided to do it at the store's expense. The worst part is, because of the other damage in shipping, Asus has told us that the camera was working fine on arrival. We don't even know how they would have addressed the problem. So now I have an ROG phone, who I don't know what has or has not been replaced in it, with a ticking time bomb camera ready to potentially brick itself again, and possibly compromised internals. Given the treatment around the rest of my ROG phone issues, I can only assume the worst and say I'm not confident that everything that may have needed replacing got replaced at its time in Asus's custody. I'd like to think otherwise, but I can only assume it was the bare minimum to save costs. So, is there any way to test my phone or the components that may or may not have been compromised? Well, no, not really. Thankfully, for the moment, everything seems to be working fine, but what am I gonna do? Open up the phone and void the warranty to check? Pff, hell no. I'll just have to wait until the camera breaks again, slightly out of warranty. To add to this, we have some new problems that just go to show Asus really doesn't care. In the update history to Android 13, they changed The ROG activation, which used to be swipe from the left side of the screen inwards to the middle of the screen, and it has completely changed without any notice or prior warning to swipe from a very specific small portion of the top right corner of the screen. It's a pretty major oversight for a patch without any note or info on how to activate their software. I genuinely just thought they broke it again until I found out in a mass of other posts by everyone else asking the same question that they changed the location on how to activate it. All of the problems I mentioned in my prior video are still present and persistent, with more issues continuing to pop up with every update. To be honest, at this point, it's probably better just to not update your phone at all. Armory Crate, the app, not to be confused with the computer software, which is also basically just malware, completely freezes and won't let you activate physical buttons, and I'm not going to, nor should I have to, reset my phone to factory default every time this happens and new errors occur. So where does this leave us? This leaves me with a $2,000 phone, which I took multiple chances on and caused me way more stress than I ever could have imagined. It has now been downgraded to a $2,000 portable console. Bruh, I could have bought a PS5 or an Xbox or like 10 Switches, maybe 5 after the big price jump. Jeez. Do I still hate my overpriced and underperforming Galaxy 10s Plus? Oh, beautiful. Yes. Does it have a lot of random issues in software? Yes. Do all of the basic mobile functions work on it? Yes, thank God. So, for the meantime, that will be my main phone, and I won't be touching an ROG phone anytime in the future, or a lot of Asus's other products, as they have recently shown over the week I've been recording this video, in Gamersnexus, Jay's 2 cents, and even LTT's review of their handheld console. Asus doesn't care, and it's not in search of incredible, although soon they'll probably be searching for credibility. And this is why I no longer have any faith in Asus and their brand. I am incredibly disappointed by this, because other than the Red Magic 7 or 8, no other phone can compete hardware-wise, and only the ROG phone is available in Australia. This leaves me with 0 options to purchase a good phone, at least by my definition, and the most disappointing part of this whole saga by far is the fact that we were so close to greatness. Asus was so close. Just one major camera brick issue and a group of smaller but tolerable issues that could be worked around with patience. Had those things been fixed, we would have had the perfect phone.
Seems I came at a bad time.